Fat and all that. Another exclusive interview with Mr. Councilman Oliver Thomas with your boy Fred the Barber, just a kid from New Orleans. Man, how you doing today, man?
Man, if I was any better, Fred, I'd be you.
Come on, man. What an honor and a blessing to be with our next man. So I know we up on here with Fat and all that, been around for 30 years. Give us a little insight of some of your first years in New Orleans.
Well, of course, coming up, man, Warren Mays, Get It Girl. And then if you really want to go back deep with it, Parlays and the Jones or Soul Superdome label.
Come on.
So, we go deep in New Orleans too, deeper than what people think is a whole Southern hip hop explosion. Back in the day, man, we had our own rappers here. A lot of them were underground, but then again, hip hop was underground.
Correct. And we was one of the originators to come out with bounce,
Yeah, but bounce has always been, we got a rhythm here in New Orleans. They're not like us.
No, we're original.
Yeah, we absolutely. As a matter of fact, Noah Stewart, one of the great opera singers, when he was doing Tosca here at Mahalia Jackson Theater, I asked him what he loved about New Orleans and New Orleans musicians. He said they put a whole nother beat in it.
Come on.
So whether it's listening to them or jam sessions, we different.
Oh yeah, we very different. So now look, man, we here. Right now, with next man right here, OT for us. You know what I'm saying? Got to represent the home team, man. So give us a little insight. You've been running and council for the only councilman with 3 different districts.
Yes. First person in history of the city elected to 3 positions on the city council. Now I represent District E, where I come from. I was born in Lower 9. Everything my family owns is in Lower 9. New Orleans East, I represented Uptown. And during Katrina, I was the council president. So citizens were fortunate enough, I was fortunate enough and blessed enough that they elected me again, which I love serving, man.
Right. And I could tell because you're real active in the community. So that's why I wanted to do this exclusive interview with you.
Thank you.
Because I see the footwork that you do. And some of the things that I need to get done, I don't have to broadcast it because I see it get done. So how can some of the citizens in the city of New Orleans be dependent and relying on your word for us?
I think just to stay engaged. And when you talk about platforms like what you have, Fred, and what Fat and all that have, man, to pay attention, get involved. It's really our civic responsibility to make sure not only that we vote, but we engage with our schools, with our nonprofits, with our seniors, community cleanups, volunteering at the park. As a kid growing up in the Lower Ninth Ward in that Bunny Friend Playground, we had high school and college kids who volunteered to coach us. They came back home to teach and coach us, right? We didn't wait for somebody to come pick up the trash. My daddy used to have us pick up the trash in front of the elder's house on the street. So get engaged. We need to be engaged.
Yeah, as a team. I automatically agree because I don't live that at all. I hold trash in somebody's car till I see a trash can. You feel me? Because I don't want to make somebody else's job complicated. And just being out here in New Orleans, man, we got to revitalize where we at. What's next for us?
Well, it's ours, right? I'll never forget the conversation my dad had with me and my brother one time when we was kind of resistant to do some stuff, and that wasn't a good move with my pa anyway, right? But we said whose fault it was. He said, if you're waiting on the person whose fault it is, you're going to be waiting a long time.
Correct.
It's your house, your neighborhood, your community. Take care of it yourself.
Right. And look, I honestly say what you're doing with the East, you're doing a phenomenal job because I see where you're going at with it. Despite of all the adversity that you get, but that comes with when you're great. You feel me?
Well, we got a lot to do, and there's a whole lot more to do. This was Black Mecca at one time. This is where many of my family comes from. But we've done a lot, man. We're leading in violent crime reduction now for the first time in 10 years. 70–80% of those Six Flags sites is demolished, so they can start fixing that up.
Right.
Lincoln Beach is fully funded. I mean, look at the Exquisite, right? Seafood Extraordinaire, Nola, Edo's, Patio 17, man, Verdict.
Correct.
Gordon Ramsay and Ian McNulty did their restaurant shows from New Orleans East. That never happened.
Correct.
Nike had the Nike explosion in New Orleans East for Super Bowl. We've never had that before. No, we're not only on the come up, we're here.
We're here. And I totally agree with you. But right now, man, our city is a rich place. And it's so rich that the infrastructure need to be updated. How can we go about that?
I think we have to be more intentional. First of all, this needs to be a city that works for all of us, all people, period, no matter where you live and who you are. The only way to do that is for municipal government to be able to deliver timely, effective, efficient services. We have to do better. Look, if you're paying for 2-day pass trash pickup and you're not getting 1 day, something wrong. But you're paying for 2 days. Right. And if you're getting 1-day pickup, it shouldn't take a week if they miss it for them to come back, 48 hours. If you put a shovel and dig a hole in the middle of the street 1 day, it shouldn't take a year to come back and fill it up. 90 days at the most. If you call 911, that could be life or death. You shouldn't be on the phone 3 to 5 minutes. Immediately, 10 seconds. So you are absolutely correct. Citizens deserve better services.
Like taxpayers, you know what I'm saying? We actually taxpayers, so we want to see where we able to see where our taxpayers going. Like you said, we don't want to have to be 5-6 years on construction when it's only a 2-year program.
Well, the citizens understand the inconvenience, but when it turns into a hardship, when it turns into a hardship, man, that's not an inconvenience, man. That makes the house, the business, suffer. So think about it, right? Over where the verdict is, Malika Honore invested hundreds of thousands of dollars into that business, and then they started fixing the street. So and cut off the street, which is crazy. The Jordans at Universal Printing, right, invested $1 million into their printing business, right? Mm-hmm. And then the water mains don't work. The least government can do is that if you're going to make an investment in our city, the infrastructure ought to be prepared to support your business.
Right, when it's time to open your business.
Not shut your business down after it opens.
And still have to pay when things not working properly. And just another thing is another thing I see, like with the city, the communities. How can we make the community stronger?
I think neighborhood organizations have to be strengthened again. As a kid, you'll remember when your mom and your grandmom and them went to meetings at the schools, at the neighborhood center.
Active.
They were active. We need to encourage the next generation to be active, but we also need to not encourage them, but invite them. Let them know that they have a role. I don't want young folk at the table. I want them to help build and set the table.
Right, because we need New Orleans period need a good educational system. That's the main thing we need to focus for the future generation.
Reading, writing, and arithmetic, but we also need a business community that supports the kids once they commit to getting a good education, right? Right. I grew up, and many of us grew up in the hood with a lot of folk who made the honor roll but couldn't get a job. They graduated to Angola, a parish prison. That's not right either. Our kings and the folk who control our economy need to make sure that New Orleanians, right, and young folk can have an opportunity to have their profession, their career right here in the city.
Right, because we need it, because we need more education, we need more, we need more teachers. You know what I'm saying? We need more of everything, because this city have a lot of events that come down here. Right. For us not to appreciate the things when it's over.
That's what was so crazy about the whole battle between the school board funding and the city. Man, if our children are our greatest resource, they get their money first.
Correct.
Period. Before anybody gets paid, our seniors need to be taken care of, and our children need to get their money for education. If I'm mayor, there's no question about who gets paid. The teachers, the administrators, and the school system get paid first.
Correct. And what you think about with the policing? How can we make the city of New Orleans, even though we're down to the percentage that we at, but how can we make the phone calls more quicker, more convenient, like no hesitation?
Response time is a big deal. We're doing better in terms of crime going down, but we're gonna need more officers to help reduce the pressure and the amount of stress that's on the current workforce that's depleted by several hundred officers. Correct. But let's talk about recruiting within the schools, right? Let's talk about recruiting within the colleges here. How do we make that career, that pay, those benefits worth it to people who want to learn criminal justice, but they start here, not go somewhere else?
Right, because this city too, like I said, once again, it's too rich for the infrastructure to be so down. You know, it's like, you know, they have people who are in positions, and there's always, they feel like it fall on the councilman, but it's also the people who have position. You know, it's like they have street signs that need to be up. Like they have, I'm like looking like who's over this?
Fred, first of all, man, thank you. And I tell people all the time, people pay attention and they're more astute and aware than we think. Those little things matter, man. The grass cut on the neutral ground. Yeah. The street sign not turned upside down, right? The stop sign saying S-T-O-P, not P-O-T-S.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right. The light, you know, not blinking, but the lights at the cross sections working. those improvement of delivery of services, paying attention to those little things. They call it the broken windows model, right? If you don't fix the window, then how are you upset when the whole window shield gone?
Correct.
And then the whole doorway gone. The little things matter.
Right, because like I'm just getting tired of hearing just about the drainage, the sewers. Like, okay, that's been going on for years and years and years. Like, what's next? Like, what's next? Like, it's constantly the same thing over and over and over again. When is enough?
Yeah, the next effort has to be empowering our largest demographic, which is African American men and women and young men and women economically. The data center report on poverty, the national reports on poverty that says black men and boys are being left out of the nation's economy, the reports about black women leading in startup but not having resources to stay up. We have to start. You can't have your largest demographic being at with a third of your people at or below the poverty level and be a safe, wholesome city. That has to be addressed. We have to start making sure that black businesses, men and women, that they thrive, that they're part of the economy, and that folk can have jobs where they have a decent wage and benefits, right? Not just a living wage, but a saving wage.
Correct. Because, I'm out here, in the city of New Orleans, very active. And, people ask me, like, man, how come this city don't stay like this when events over? How come it go back, how come we can't be brightened up on the things that come down here to our city? I feel like me being a city of New Orleans, I need to, like revenate off of that. You feel me?
Yeah, but Fred, I don't think in many cases city leaders understand, as much as we appreciated the Super Bowl and we appreciate special events, man, why we don't act like that and put on that face 365, 24/7, right? Why does it have to just be? The citizens of New Orleans deserve everyday bowl, not just Super Bowl.
Like, not like we have guests coming over and we're going to sweep it under the rug, and then once they leave, we're going to put it back out. Nah, I feel like with your vision behind the lens that you representing, man, I really feel where you're coming from, and I really truly believe you're going to be our next mayor because your feet is active.
Well, I'm fortunate to have young brothers and sisters like you and others who help train my brain, man. I'm smart enough to know I don't know everything, right? You are not only a historian on hip hop and culture in this community, you pay attention, you're involved. There are other young men and women that I'm fortunate enough to have friendships and relationships with, and they talk to me and I learn from them, and I pay attention.
Right. And let me ask you this. What separates you from the candidates, the other candidates that you know? Hey.
Me, period. Exclamation point. They're not like us.
I noticed you say that a lot too, because they're not like us, man.
Not like us.
So I'm gonna ask you this. So then when that time come in November,
In what, October?
Well, October, but then when you get in,
right.
What's next, man?
Remember all the things and all the conversations like this? The meetings I had with people from Lakeview to Dubriel. That's the last street in the Lower Nine, not Delbert Papa, Dubriel. First Street ain't Jordan, it's sister, right? From Sullen and the Cutoff all the way to Lakeshore. Everything people poured into my heart and my brain, and make sure they're at the table. Those thoughts are at the table, those plans, those ambitions when I make decisions. That's gonna be the first thing I do.
Right.
After saying a prayer for my city and for my community and trying to unite everyone together. I will not be a sore winner. We've had too many sore winners in this city. I don't understand that. It's time to bring all of us together, a city that works for everyone.
So let me ask you a question, Mr. Oliver Thomas. Why not? Why not, after you're the only mayor to run 3 different districts, now 2025, what came into your spirit to be like, now it's the time?
This is the time. Like the old gospel or religious song said, this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us be glad and rejoice in it. This is the time that's present. Let us be glad and do the work that's required to fix it. That's where I am now.
And you stand on that.
Just like I stand on Warren May and all the old hip hop legends, just like I stand on the 99, just like with Mama Mia X, right?
Come on.
Ricky
B.
Ricky B, you must have forgot.
Come on.
I was in that video,
Come on, back in the day.
I was in the must have forgot video. And then Mia X, my cousin, one of the great rappers of our time.
KLC.
No doubt, Ghetto Twins.
Yes. So look, you've been in a few movies lately. You did radio host and you did all that. Would you be accepting of the movies coming back, being shot in New Orleans, Louisiana?
I mean, we have to. The state has to fix that. I would hope that our legislature and our governor, Atlanta's kicking our butt now, right? And Tyler Perry is our homeboy. But we got Alvin Ross and E-Ross Studios now,
Come on.
who just signed the lease for the old Six Flags site. We need to make sure he's successful. Anthony Mackie purchased several acres, right, to talk about bringing a studio. Elson Howard, our homeboy. Man, Elson's out the lower 9, chairman of the Film Commission, good friends with Kevin Costner. We need to gather all those people together and get them in a room to say, how can we bring those films back? Because right now, with the state debating the tax breaks and all that, we're losing that. And this is one of the most marketable cities in the world where they want to be.
I agree. Because we need that back, because all that played a part of brightening up in our city. Because when I be coming across a movie, I'd be like, oh, that's St. Claude and such and such.
No matter
Oh,
what
that's
city
fine.
it
No
is.
matter what it is, but I know my city.
That's
You feel me? So I want to bring all that back. I want to bring the movies back. I want to be able to bring camps back for the kids.
Yeah.
You know, like after school programs, you know, because we need to be, you know, I always tell my son, like, leaders lead by example.
Well, I sponsor the after-school program over at Moat, right? And it's one of the joys is when I'm over there watching the kids in the evening, man, with Troy White and their team are doing, and Dr. Venus and their team, man. We need to have more after-school programs. I remember coming up, man, you know, if you could stay at school, you know, for a couple hours, right?
Right.
And then go home.
Correct.
Right.
Because you got a lot of love from the school system, from the teachers, you know?
Man, Coach Bo Lumbaugh, man, Joyce Mumford. Now, I ain't always want to stay.
Right.
I had to, but I got some work done too.
But look where it got you today.
That's absolutely
So it
correct.
paid off.
Yes, it
You know,
did.
so me being an elite figure in the city of New Orleans, you know, being Fred the Barber, I'm always willing to give and help a hand. And I feel like a lot of these kids, I'm a big role model to a lot of these kids, and they always ask me, how did you able to cut this? How are you able to do that? I want to create something with a kid where if they have something on their mind, I love what I'm doing, so I don't mind giving a hand, because you need 2 hands to wash your face. You need 1 hand to feed one another.
right.
You feel me? So I wonder, how can I be able, with the cities who could qualify for grants, and how can we be able to get access to certain things?
I think, Fred, and you're an iconic figure here. Folk whose hair you don't cut or you don't style, they know who you are because of your reputation,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Your cultural reputation and as a professional. Man, you just gave me an idea. I mean, you know, our stylists, our barbershops, beauty salons, the people who make us look good and feel good, why not start to use those places as therapy sessions? If we're gonna have this wellness initiative, man, let's have a day where we got therapists, right, and counselors that float around the city at the shop. Man, see, that's why conversations like this, man, you stoke
Right.
my mind and get my mind to turn. Let's use it, because we always want to pull them out to go talk about stop the violence, but what about help the healing?
Correct, and it starts from the inside.
And it starts from the inside.
You see me?
Because I'm going to tell my barber more than I tell anybody else at some point, you're going to feel comfortable
Right,
because they're making us feel good.
Hey, that's why I opened up my business, Bonafide Gallery. I didn't want to call it a barbershop because I just feel like that just was so traditional. I wanted to be original and unique, so I call it Bonafide Gallery because bonafide is genuine and bonafide is genuine. So I created a safe space and a safe place, and I want to be willing to be able to have a kid to come in there who could relax. 'Cause, man, you don't know how many lives I done touched and how many lives I done changed.
Well,
and you changed my life. When you came and I heard you talk, and I remember the words you told me, man, you gave me chill bumps. And I said, man, I'm gonna stand behind what he told me. And it was a perfect timing.
Look at how many people you make feel good, man. It's, you know, when you walk in a room, your spirit and your gifts, I mean, they emanate from you. And God has given you that gift, right? Very few people can grow beyond what they do.
Yes, sir.
And who they are. So you're not Fred the Barber, you're not this iconic figure because you're not blessed. And I always tell people the best people God put on this earth are the ones who put themselves second. You always put yourself second to us. That's why we put you first, bro.
Come on, man, I received that. I thank you for that, man. And that's why I'm gonna stand behind you, because OT for us, man, like, he took out the time to fat and all that to this exclusive interview for our next mayor. I know where he's stepping, I know where he's standing, and I'm behind him 100% because he put in work. Joseph S. Clark alumni, New Orleanian, University of Santa Fe. You got your bachelor's.
Play a little ball, went to Harvard, the executive program, Aspen Institute, played ball in college, played 2 years summer league with the Boston Titans, you know, but I'm New Orleans, man. I'm New Orleans to the bone. We the place that created the beats, make you move, get out your seat, walk to the music, or even catch the bus. What they know? There ain't no place like us.
Ain't no place like us,
No
man.
place like us.
Man, it's fat and all that. I feel honored, man. So OT for us, you our next mayor.
So let it be written.
Let it be written, let it be word, man.
So let it be done.
Fat and all that. Fred the Barber, we out.